wanted to make some physical gains in training or sign up maybe for a running race, but you kind of struggled with kind of keeping consistent and really knowing what works and what didn't and how much you should really train. Well, one of the reasons why you may be struggling is because you're not keeping a training journal. Now, I've been keeping a training journal for the last 5 or 6 years, and I find it so helpful because it allows me to not only record what I do, but I also record how I felt and how I responded to that training session. And basically, it allows me to pick out things that I might not notice if I hadn't written it down. And so I just wanted to give you a quick example of sort of what to do, what not to do, and then how it works so well, right? So like, let's say, you were in the gym this day and you write down, okay, so I did 5x5 deadlifts at 135 pounds, whatever it is, okay? And the next day, you leave it at that. Now, I really don't like it when I see athletes and they just leave it like this, right? So if the duration and how long you train for isn't as important, but writing a comment is, all right? Because the next day, if you're out for a 45-minute run with 200-meter repeats and you felt amazing, so that's what I want people to make a note of. You don't need to fill this out with incredible detail, but like, let's say you did this and you're like, okay, I did 45-minute run with 200-meter sprints in it and you felt amazing. So we want to know why it is you felt amazing. Maybe this session the day before set up a really good run. Okay, same thing as if you felt, if you put in legs felt dead. Okay, so maybe doing this much deadlifting was too much before training. Maybe we need to back this down. So next week it can be like, okay, so next week I'm going to go 5x2 at 115 and then try the 45-minute run with 200-meter repeats, right? So that's why we keep these journals, right? So a really good example I have of this of myself is, so very recently where is it here? Okay, so right here, let me zoom in on this. On the 22nd right here, I did double kettlebell presses with 16 kg. Okay, so pressing the kettlebell overhead double like this. Okay, and it was hard. It felt really hard. But then what I noticed is, so that was on a Sunday, and then on Tuesday, I did the same weight, but I did it single arm, okay? I did it single arm. And what I noticed was, as I said, the double kettlebell presses set up a good day for one arm press. And so what I mean by this is, when I was doing the presses, I felt like I had 6 or 7 reps in me. And so I was like, man, I felt really strong on those one arm presses. And then I was like, okay, why is this? And I looked back at my last session and I was like, oh, 2 days previously I did double presses, right? It was the same amount of weight, but it was just getting used to holding double the amount of weight with my body, right? And so I was like, okay, I wonder what would happen if can I replicate this? And so I did that, and I just did that today. And so, let's see here. Wednesday, okay, so I did it again. I did double kettlebell presses, 5x5, pretty much the same session again, with 16 kgs. Now, up until this point, just for some context, I've been really trying to get my 20 kg press going, but I've kind of been struggling. Like if I go back here and I look, here I did, at most I've ever done is like a set of one single press with 20 kg. I haven't really been able to do it at reps yet, but I did the 5x5 press with the 16 kg, which I've been working on for a while. And then I decided I took a day off, just like last time. And sure enough, where is it here? Did some warm-up presses, and then right here you can see it highlighted. I did 3 presses per arm with the 20 kg, and it felt really good. And then I backed that up with 3 more sets of 2. So I learned that doing, at a lighter weight or whatever weight I'm working on, if I'm feeling stuck at trying to go up a weight, doing the presses double allows me to do that. And I would not have learned this if I hadn't been able to record all this. Now, The final thing I want to say about keeping your training journal is it allows you to see progress, right? Really quickly at a snap glance. Like, so if you're feeling like, hey man, I'm not making a lot of progress, chances are, you just haven't looked back over it. So I've been working on getting my pull-ups up, getting my pull-ups stronger and my overhead presses. So that's the thing I've been working on. And so pretty much at about May 7th, this is what I started off at. 3x1 pull-ups. Okay, now it's the 10th of June. And I go forward here and I'm doing 3 pull-ups now. So before it was just doing singles, and now I'm doing triples, but I'm adding weight. So it's really effective to be able to keep your training journal, put comments in on things you responded well to, when you feel good, when you don't feel good, because we want to know what makes you feel good and what makes you doesn't feel good, right? There's so many factors, like it could be sleep, it could be nutrition, it could be response to training, but getting little gems. I always put my lessons learned. So I wrote 5x5 double kettlebell press with 16 kg, set up a strong 20 kg. And so that's a lesson I learned. Any lesson I learned in my training, I always put in bold. So I hope this has been super helpful. If you have any questions and you're interested in learning more about running, losing weight, and reducing joint pain for runners, join my free Facebook group. It's in the link, and you can get access to my free mini course on how to lose 15 pounds in 30 days. Hope this has been helpful. I'll see you next video. Bye.